Feeling stressed? I mean, who isn't, right? It's a word we throw around constantly, but what does it actually mean? Well, today we're going to dig into the language of overwhelm. We'll look at everything from that temporary spike of anxiety all the way to full-blown burnout. And we're going to uncover some really surprising ways you can start to take back control.
Yeah, does that question kind of hit home for you? I'm not surprised if it does. Think about it. Between your personal life, your job, and just the nonstop flood of information coming at us, it's so easy to feel like you're just treading water, struggling to keep your head up.
You know the feeling. Maybe it's that one project at work that just will not end. Or an inbox that's completely overflowing.
Or hey, maybe you're a student, and it's that one final exam that feels like your whole future is riding on it.
And then, layered on top of all of that, you've got the 24/7 news cycle, that constant weight of the world, beamed straight to your phone. Honestly, it's no wonder so many of us feel completely and totally drained.
So all of those things we just talked about, they can all lead to this one specific feeling, a word you're probably hearing a lot more lately, overwhelm. And look, figuring out what this word really means, well, that's the absolute first step to actually getting a handle on it.
Okay, so what is overwhelm exactly? It's that really intense feeling of being totally swamped. You know, when it feels like you just can't cope. But here's the key thing to remember. It's supposed to be temporary. It's a short-term reaction to a really high-pressure moment. But what happens when that feeling just isn't temporary? What if that feeling of being overwhelmed stretches out for days, then weeks, maybe even months? Well, that's when we start getting into much more dangerous territory.
Here's a really great way to picture it. Think of overwhelm as a sudden, intense thunderstorm. It's rough, but it passes. Burnout, on the other hand, is the long, slow, draining drought that comes after. It's not just a fleeting feeling, it's a chronic state.
And if that stress just keeps going, completely unchecked, this is the end game. Burnout isn't just, oh, I'm tired. No way. It's a deep, deep exhaustion of everything you've got, mentally and physically. It's this profound feeling of being completely empty. And that is exactly what we want to avoid.
All right, so we've pretty much established that long-term chronic stress is bad news. We get it. But here's a twist for you. Not all stress is actually the enemy. In fact, there's a certain kind of short-term stress that can practically be a superpower.
A psychologist named Habib Halima has a really powerful take on this. You know that jittery, nervous feeling you get right before a huge presentation or a big exam? Well, turns out that feeling might actually be helping you. It's your body's natural response, and it can sharpen your focus at the exact moment you need it most.
So let's be super clear about what we're talking about here. The everyday word for this useful kind of anxiety? We just call it nerves. It's that very specific feeling of worry that's tied to a big event coming up.
And here's the cool part. This is how it works. You feel those nerves kick in, your mind gets totally laser-focused, and boom, suddenly you're performing at your absolute peak. It's pretty amazing, right? It's like your body has its own built-in performance enhancer. Okay, so we know some stress can be good for us, but what about the rest of it? How do we stop that temporary feeling of overwhelm from sliding into that dangerous chronic burnout? Well, let's dive into some really practical, expert-backed ways to shift your mindset.
All right, first things first, and this is probably the most important point. You have to remember that there is no one-size-fits-all solution here. What works for your best friend or your coworker might do nothing for you. Managing stress is super personal. The whole goal is to find the strategies that actually fit your life and your personality.
So, our expert psychologist suggests 3 really powerful ideas. First up, when you feel that pressure building, you have to consciously slow down. The instinct is to work faster, right? Don't do it. Just hit pause. Give your brain a chance to catch its breath. And number 2, give yourself permission for things to just be good enough. Seriously, trying to be perfect all the time is a one-way ticket to burnout. Realizing that good enough is often all that's actually needed, wow, that can be so freeing.
Now this next one, this might be the most liberating piece of advice you'll hear today. So many of us look at our endless to-do list and see it as a sign that we're failing. But we have to reframe that. An endless list doesn't mean you're behind. It just means you have a full, busy, engaged life. And accepting that, honestly, it can change everything.
Okay, so a huge part of managing stress is obviously knowing how to really rest and recharge. But what does true rest even look like? Well, I've got a little quiz for you, and it's based on some actual scientific research.
So, according to the research, which one of these activities is the most restful? Is it A, reading for fun, B, taking a walk out in nature, or C, listening to music?